It's January 15th, 2021, and I'm out here at the farm. So, as you can see out here, I've been doing some cutting, just some maintenance around here. And I've had this guava here for a while. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been, but I know it's definitely been a couple of months, maybe 3-4 months that this guava has been here. And this is the giant white guava. So this is the first guava ever from all the guavas here that I've planted, and I wanted to make this video because I don't want it to fall off before I show you guys how big he is. So not exactly as big as they get, but this is a pretty good size for a first guava. So this is the giant white Vietnamese guava. There are probably lots of other names for it, but I've been watching this guy for a couple of days. Every time I come out here, I look at him, and he seems, as you can see, it starts to get a slightly yellow tint, and I think it's starting to ripen up. So I'm going to pick this guy here probably tomorrow or the next day, sometime during the weekend, because I don't want the bugs and the birds to get to him before I do. But we're going to have some rain coming through here the next couple of days, so I'm going to let it rain and clean this fruit off and clean the area off, and I'll be back here on Monday. Hopefully he's still here, and we'll pick it and open it up then and taste it to see how good it actually is. Okay, it's January 22nd, 2021, and I totally forgot to come down on Monday and finish the video on this guava. So like I said, if I didn't say it before, this is the very first guava out of those little white guava, or otherwise called Vietnamese guavas, that I had planted, and this is the very first fruit out of that batch. I planted approximately 10 trees, I think about 10 trees out here at the farm, and they're doing great. This isn't the biggest tree, but this is the first tree to bear fruit. It might just have to do with the location that I have them in, because they're all in this general area, but not all of them are in a spot where it's what can I say, it gets enough sun exposure, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't bother me too much. I just plant them and allow them to do their own thing. So here we are with the very first guava, and I'm very excited about this guy. On the last clip, I mentioned that this guava has been here for 3 to 4 months, and I don't mean the actual plant, I mean the fruit itself. So the fruit has been hanging here on the tree for about 3 to 4 months, and it's been quite a while. I would think they would mature, the fruit itself would mature a lot quicker than that, but I think it's just because it's the first fruit off of this tree. Once this tree starts getting used to fruiting, I think the process might be a little quicker. But I am so grateful that, well, I don't know if the bugs got to it yet or not until I take a bite out of it. But as I mentioned before, you can see that yellow tinge here, and that's just where the sun has been hitting it. But we're going to pick this guy, the very first fruit. As a matter of fact, this might just be, actually this is the very first fruit out of any of the trees, fruit trees that I have planted, and I'm super excited to take a bite into it. Of course, for the most part of the day, it would be pretty quiet, but when I go to make a video, my kids start making noise. So please excuse the noise in the background. We'll go ahead and continue on with the video, but we'll go ahead and pick this guy. And sorry, I don't have a small knife on me where I could cut it open. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a couple bites out of it here, and then we'll pick back up. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I took a mini bite out of this guava. It is it's still fairly hard, but it is at the same time pretty soft. So it's not a mushy fruit. I would like to say it's the consistency of maybe a green apple. So it's kind of hard, but at the same time it's very crisp. and I almost cried taking that first bite. It was so good, and the pride I get from... Sorry, I had to stop. The noise in the background was just killing me. But like I said, I took that first bite and I literally almost fell backwards in my seat, because this guava is so sweet, and I think just the fact that I planted it myself makes it even sweeter. You can see in there how beautiful that white flesh is, and this guava is, I don't know, it's perfect. I don't know any other way to explain it, but I'm gonna go ahead and sit here. It's the end of the day. What better way to end it than by picking a fruit that's been, I think, maybe about 2 years in the making. So this goes, to those out there who figure, planting fruit trees from seed just take too long. Yeah, I understand that it can take too long if you're counting the days, but you'll see that after you plant it, time just tends to fly, and before you know it, you're gonna look outside, or you're gonna walk around your yard and realize that the tree that you had planted from seed is either fruiting or flowering. And there's no, other than watching your kids grow, well, for me, other than watching my kids grow, I get no greater sense of pride than from accomplishing things like this. So if it's not for the purpose of sustainment through a food source, just do it for, I guess, a sense of pride, because you'll see when these trees start flowering and fruiting, you will have the greatest pride and joy when you see and know that the seed that this fruit came from, well, actually this plant that bore this fruit came from, was in your hand, and you pretty much got it to this point. And I don't know what's more fulfilling than accomplishing that. But for those out, like I said, that's a little piece of advice for those out there who really feel like you don't get too much out of life. This would be a great way for you to explore the true beauty in life. But that's my little spill on philosophy. But like I said, this guava, this is probably the best guava I've ever had in my life. Alright, I had to show you guys what the inside of the guava looks like, just for those who are curious and are bound to ask questions on what the inside of the guava looks like. And this is it. It isn't mushy like your normal, I guess you would say, strawberry guava or normal guava. There are lots of different varieties of guava out there, but this one here, well, I eat it when it gets to this point, sort of like an apple, because if you leave it to go any further, either the animals are going to get to it, the bugs, all the insects, or it just gets all mushy and does not taste good at all. I think this is this guava at its prime, and as you can see up here, the skin around the center, which is pretty fleshy as well, the skin is pretty thick and it's very crisp and crunchy. It is absolutely delicious. So I just wanted to add that to the video, but also with the fact that this guava is so big that you can share it with lots of people in your family. Just one guava is enough to share it with at least 4 people. So plant yourself some guavas, and in no time you'll be doing the same exact thing that I'm doing right now. Thanks for watching, guys.